I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020. This is the July 13th tropical update. Fascinating. We're going to look at the updated forecasts from some of the other sources, not Weather 2020, because we don't update the forecast. Our forecast is already accurate since March. We're going to look at those forecasts, though. There are signs of it being not a hyperactive season. However, look what just happened with Hurricane Beryl. A few bad storms are still possible, if not likely. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on. And let me take you to our PowerPoint. There is Hurricane Beryl, as you can see. And we'll start this report. The tropics show no signs of any new activity as of July 13th, 2024. This is the order and chaos that we bring you from Weather 2020. 70 years of research, now 75, has led to this innovative method. This was Category 5 Hurricane Beryl on July 2nd as it approached the outer islands. It became the earliest Category 5 hurricane ever in the Atlantic Basin, ever recorded. But then it weakened as it moved across the Yucatan Peninsula into a tropical storm, and then it regained hurricane strength as it moved in south of Houston, and Houston's still dealing with power outages, and it's been so hot and humid there, I can't imagine how miserable that has to have been. But that hurricane was a Category 1 as it moved inland across Texas. This is the river of air above us at about 18,000 feet. If you've been following me for the last 20 years in the blogs, then you have learned a little bit about the LRC. And if you're new to it, just know that this is the flow at 18,000 feet. You can see there's California, here's the East Coast, and this is on October 6, 2023. Day one of this year's weather pattern, as we have identified. The pattern began with this trough right here. It's been cycling about every 45 to 46 days. And let's fast forward to just a few days ago. Day one of cycle 7, July 8th. Day 276 of the pattern. See this trough? Look at this. It looks very similar. Same but different, as Gary England famously said. But you can also see Hurricane Beryl down here. All right? So there is so much to the story, and the Beryl part of the pattern is just now being written in the first or second chapter, because there's more to come this season that's going to be related to Beryl. All right, this is Beryl. Do you see the system off the East Coast on July the 8th? Inactive hurricane seasons, systems like this will likely form into organized tropical storms, but it did not. As of July 12th, yesterday, it was located near the Florida coast, and again, it did not even come close to developing anything. Systems like this one, inactive hurricane seasons, a system like this one is a named organized tropical storm. But that's already one that isn't, all right? So that's a sign, even though I still think it'll be near to above average this season, not hyperactive like all these other predictions. The outlook for the National Hurricane Center as of today, for the next 7 days, no threats at all developing. In fact, this goes all the way to July the 29th with no risks. Alberto formed in the first one of the season and moved into Mexico, way south of Texas. Beryl became the Category 5, and that moved into Texas. And then Chris was likely not even a tropical storm. I would argue it was not, but it was named for 6 hours or 12 hours, and it's the third one. But still, there's only been 3 this season. The Barcelona Super Computing Center in Barcelona, Spain, tracks in a coordination with Colorado State University companies from universities to government agencies to private companies, and here are all the organizations being tracked this year. Weather 2020's prediction made in March is the lowest prediction of any other organization being tracked. 14 to 19 named storms is our prediction. Now, in the last week, 5 or 6 organizations have updated their forecasts, including Colorado State. They upped the ante to 25 named storms this season. So, and here are the other companies that have just updated their totals to higher numbers. As I said, there's no evidence of that. In fact, evidence that it will be closer to our prediction. The ACE, which is accumulated cyclone energy, is a good way to measure hurricane seasons. And with Hurricane Beryl already 36.1 this season, usually that number is reached by around the end of August. So this is way above average on the strength of this hurricane season so far. And you can see, again, Weather 2020 with the lowest prediction of any of the organizations. As you can see right here, we're predicting 125 to 175 ACE, above average, all right, 150. And Weather 2020 has been the most accurate the last 2 years. In fact, 2 years ago, it's more like this season. We predicted the lowest amount and we were right. So we'll see what happens, but right now we're still predicting 14 to 19 names. Storms 7 to 10 hurricanes, 4 to 5 major hurricanes, 3 is average, 7 hurricanes is average, and 14 named storms is the average for a season. This is our hotspot forecast we issued in March. We're still not updating it, even though one came right in here. But we expect this to be the main hotspot of the season from near New Orleans to north of Tampa Bay. So we'll watch that. In fact, the Beryl segment of the cycling pattern, this is really complex and hard to explain. Again, those of you that have been following will understand better. But this part of the pattern, we identified in the previous LRC cycles from October and November even, that there would be a system down here. And it was Beryl. And our projection is for mid-August and late September, either one and or the other. There will likely be another system like Beryl forming down here, maybe coming in from the east. And then instead of going into Texas, probably getting pulled and curved towards this region. And there may be a second system forming at the exact same time. So this is for mid-August and late September. So we're not expecting it to be very active right now, and it is not. Another part of the pattern, right around peak hurricane season, not only do we expect another Caribbean system potentially to develop and head towards Texas and Louisiana, but there may be one coming in from the east that might sneak into the Gulf, or it could be a little farther north and head right towards the southeast coast. We do have that in another outlook. So these are the predictions. I also like to make the announcement of the global predictor. Get the global predictor. You can go to weather2020.com, weather2020.com, and just click on global predictor and download it, or go to the app stores now, iOS and Google Play Store. Just get peace of mind for $5.99. We also have a Weather 2020 Visions dashboard. Learn about that, and you can get a demo. Contact Bryce Palmer, Bryce at weather2020.com. Bryce at weather2020.com. All right, so there's your update. Very quiet. Not shocking to me. It looks like it'll be quiet till August. There's nothing showing up right now. We'll keep monitoring it. We'll have another update next week. Thanks for watching our tropical update. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 2020.